Hi Susan, I decided to make a custom video for you because your records that have been found have some unique characteristics which could provide learning for other people. Alrighty, here's the first newer record that Gabby found for you, and it is in transition. 1840 to have stuff be in Czech already is pretty good. This is great because when it's printed like this, you can then interpret the words. Compare that to the older record, where everything is handwritten. At least these are fairly legible, but you can still see how it would be a problem unless you knew what to expect. Now, Family Search does have a genealogical word list for Czech. If you Google Family Search Czech words, you can get a link for it. These are the Czech words that have this equivalent meaning in English. It's not a complete list, but it at least gives you an idea. So let's go back, and I'm going to take about 3 videos to go through your stuff here. This first one will merely be on the headings. Okay, FOL is, it's almost French. Folio means page, leaf of a book, 1840. This word, that's MESIC. This is really interesting because it's like old German characters but in Czech. And so if we were to look here, that means month. Back to the record. So this looks like Latin to me. It's definitely not Czech. It may be German, I don't know. But den is day in Czech. So it's the 18th that the child was born, baptized on the 18th in the year 1840. Next column, NRO stands for numero. Is that Czech or Latin? I don't know. But DUM, U with a little crochet over it, circle, is home. So whenever you have a word with D and M in it, it's likely to be something to do with the house. Just hold that thought. You have your root meanings in English, so too in other languages. This is going to be convenient because we are finding out that your family lived at house 206. And for the older child, Joseph, it was also 206, third record on the right. If they stayed in the house before that time and after that time, then you would have an easy time tracing things. Now this next column, this one's kind of easy because you can read that here, K-A-T-O-L-I-C. You should be able to figure out that that's Catholic, P-R-O-T-E-S-T, Protestant. So that's the religion. Then, I don't know what that word means, but I do know that chlapec means boy, and děvče means girl. So obviously this is a boy. And then this last one, manželského, is an adjective meaning legitimate. And if they're not legitimate, it sometimes says ne and e in front of it, but this would be the not legitimate column. Okay, if we look at the older record, I'm going to enlarge a bit. Let me back up to the newer one. I missed this one. This is a J. Jméno dítěte. Pardon my Czech. Jméno is name. And then dítěte is of the child. Again, you can see the root word that helps you get back to the meaning. Here again is that birth stuff. If you really use your imagination, you can see that that is K-A-T, and then this is P-R-O-S-T. So here's Protestant. This is boy and girl. I would have to guess. I would have to go find a girl entry, such as down at the bottom of this page. Here's Barbara, who is a girl, and you can see that a different column is checked. So that's kind of how I go about figuring out what it is when I'm too lazy to try to read the headings. And in this case, this particular Joseph was illegitimate. You can see that the father information was added later. So that makes sense there. Now this next one, R-O-D, there, parent, family, R-O-D is clan. So anything with an R-O-D in it has to do with the family name. And so back in the first one, we see the heading up there, R-O-D-I, cha, looks like O-V-E. And in this one, it does R-O-D-J-C-E. We look at our word list. Where was family? There it is. So R-O-D, but it uses an I instead of a J. I and J are pretty much interchangeable depending upon the decade where we're looking. So this is family parent information. O-T-E-C is father, Matka is mother. You can see that nicely here, O-T-E-C and Matka. The last set is the sponsors, and they're using a different word here. Just take a look at what it looks like. You already know that means Imeno. This is S-T-A-V, which is their occupation or their location or where they lived or something like that. Demographics, if you will. And so we see the same thing here, except they use this K-M-O-T, Ersh, word for sponsors. So there's two of those. That is not on the word list. But there's Imeno and Stav. So those are the headings. Have I covered everything pretty much for them? I hope so. So that is the end of video 1, so that you can at least orient yourself to what you are reading in the individual columns. See you in the next video.